Hi guys, today I'll be discussing about HCF or GCF and LCM. So to find HCF and LCM, I'll be using prime factorization in order to find them. Okay, to get the factors of 12 and 20, we can do two ways using factor 3 and continuous division. But for me, I'll be using factor 3 to get the prime factors of both 20 and 12. So the prime factors, the factors of 12 are 4 and 3, and 4 here is 2 and 2. So these are the prime factors of 12. 2 times 2 times 3. And for 20, 4 times 5, and 4 can still be 2 times 2. So the prime factors of 20 are 2 times 2 times 5. Okay, now that we know the prime factors of both number 12 and 20, we can now get the HCF and LCM. Okay, so to find the HCF or the GCF of a number, we need to find the common from the word itself, highest common factor. So we need to find the common factors that's both with 20 and 12. So both of them has 2, so that's one of the common factors, and another, there's 2 and 2 here. So the common factors of 12 and 20 are 2 times 2, which is equal to 4. Okay, now to get the LCM of these two numbers, you need to get the common numbers, the common factors also of this number. Okay, so finding the common factors of that number, first, since we have this 2 and 2 here, so that will be written here also below. And then after, we also need, after finding what are common to these two numbers, we also need to write all the numbers that are not paired. Okay, so that will be 3 here times 5. Okay, so this one and this is taken as 1, that's why 2 times 2, and then the 3 here and the 5 here. Okay, so we have to bring down all the numbers. That's getting the LCM, the least common multiple of each number. Now, so the least common multiple of these two numbers is 2 times 2 times 3 times 5, so that will be 60. Okay, so this is the least common multiple of 12 and 20. Okay, next is 15 and 75. Again, we need to get the prime factors of 15 and 75. Doing that, I'll be using factor 3 again. So 75 can be 5 times 15, and this is 3 times 5, but 15 here can still be 3 times 5 also. Okay, now that I find all the prime factors of each number, let's write it here. So this is 3 times 5, and here it's 3 times 3 times 5. Okay, so these are the prime factors of 15 and 75. Now that we know each factors, we can now get the HCF or GCF and LCM of these numbers. Okay, so finding the GCF or HCF, we need to get the numbers common to them, and that's 3, and this one also 5. Okay, so the GCF of these two numbers are 3 times 5, which is equal to 15. Okay, next we need to find the LCM. Just like what I said a while ago, always write whatever common numbers written here, or we just have to bring down the GCF number here. 3 times 5, and then after that we need to write the other numbers that are not written down, which is another 3 here, so times 3. Okay, so this one, and this number, so 3 common, 5 common, and then the 3 here that's alone, we write it down also. So the LCM of both 15 and 75 is 75. Okay, so that's how we get the LCM and HCF of two numbers. Now, what if there are three numbers and we want to find the LCM and the HCM of these three numbers? So it's still the same. First, you need to find the prime factors of 18, 24, and 36. Okay, so using factor 3 again, let's get the prime factors of each number. So 18 could be 9 times 2, and this 9 is 3 and 3. For this one, it could be 3 times 8, and 2 times 4, and 2 and 2. 36 is 6 times 6, and this is 2 and 3, and 2 and 3. So these are the prime factors of 18. That will be 2 times 3 times 3. And then for 24, it will be this numbers, 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. And for 36, it will be 2 times 2 times 3 times 3. Okay, so let's now get the HCF and LCM. Okay, so in getting three numbers, getting the LCM and the HCF first, if we get the HCF of three numbers, you always need to remember that if there are three numbers, then the common number should also be 3. Okay, it can't be 2, but it should be 3. So here, there's 2 here, 2 and 2, so that's common number. And another one, here there's also 3 here, and 3 on the other one, and 3 on the other one. So there's 3 here. So these are the common factors of 18, 24, and 36, 2 and 3 only. So 2 times 3, which is equal to 6. So that's the HCF. Now, for the LCM, there's another way. Okay? First, it should be writing all the common, and those common are 2 times 3. We just rewrite the HCF. Okay, next, if there are three numbers and at least two of them has the same factors, this is taken as 1 also. Okay, so here, since there's 3 here and the other one, there's another 3 here, so it's also taken as 1. So aside from getting the HCF, rewriting what the HCF is, if there are 3 numbers and there's 2 numbers common to at least 2 numbers of the 3 number, then you have to rewrite this as 1 also. So another is times 2 and another times 3, because this one there are two 2's here, so that's taken as 1, And then there are two threes here also, here from 18 and 36. So we have to write 3 here again. And there's still one more left, and that is there's one more 2 here left alone, so we have to write it down also. Okay, so that's the difference when we are getting LCM and HCF of 2 numbers and 3 numbers. Okay, so don't forget that. For LCM, it should be 3, all the 3, and it can also be at least 2 of the 3 numbers has common factors to write this as 1. Okay, so the LCM of 18, 24, and 36 is this one. 2 times 3 times 2 times 3 times 2, which is equal to 72. Okay? So another one, let's answer 14, 18, and 21. Again, we will be writing all the prime factors of each number. So for 14, it's 2 times 7. And then for 18, that will be 2 times 9. And 9 can also be 3 times 3. And then for 21, it will be 3 times 7. Okay, now that we know all the factors, so let's write it here. So 2 times 7 for 18, and then for 9, that will be 2 times 3 times 3, and for 21, that will be 3 times 7. Okay, so now we are ready to find the HCF and LCM of these numbers. So as you can see, there are 3 numbers, so we need to look at numbers that are common to these 3 numbers. So as you can see here, there's only 2 2s, there's only 2 3s here, and then 2 7. So we can't see any other number except that. But remember, these factors, they have common factors, and that is what? All of this, we can multiply this by times 1, and times 1. Because 1 is always a common factor of any number. Okay, may that be 4, 5, 6, 7, it can be a common factor. So, the HCF of this is 1. Okay, because there are no other numbers here that has 3 common factors to them, then this will just be 1. Next, so don't forget that, okay? If you cannot find any number common to them, if there's 3 numbers and only 2 of them are usually common, then the answer will always be 1, because 1 is always the common factor of any number. Okay, now we're ready to get the LCM. So for LCM, just like what I said a while ago, if there are 3 numbers and most of them we don't have any common to all of these 3 numbers, at least 2. We can get at least 2 number. So if that 2 number has 2 common numbers, then that's taken as 1. So this one, there are 2 2s here, so we can rewrite this as 1. And then another 3 here, so we can rewrite this as 1 3. And then here there's 2 7 also, so we can write another 1 7 here, and then the last number that has no pair, which is 3. Okay, and then 1. Okay, so we can write 1, or even without 1, the answer will still be the same. So after that, we can find the LCM. So that will be what? The LCM will be 21 times 2, that will be 42. 42 times 3, that will be what? It's 6, 1, 26. So the LCM of 14, 18, and 21 is 126. Okay? So that's how we find HCF or GCF of numbers. So don't forget, there are different ways in order to find this, but you should remember that if you're looking for the HCF of two numbers, at least it should be all. Both of them has two the same number. So as if it's three numbers, it's still it should be common to the three numbers. It can't be two. But for LCM, at least two numbers are common to that three number, then it's taken as 1. Okay? It's not always 3, it can be 2 for LCM. But for HCM, it should always be 3 numbers for 3 numbers, and for 2 numbers, at least it should be 2 common to the 2 numbers. Okay? So that's it for today. I hope you learned something. Bye.